This is a door check. It's what keeps your door from closing on you when you open it up. It goes on those spots. Toyota no longer makes them for the Celica. This is an aftermarket one, A premium. Saw it on Amazon for $30. No reviews yet, so I'm the first guinea pig. Thought I'd give it a try. The factory ones have a left and a right, and this one fits either left or right. The factory has bolts going in it, where this had studs coming out. So I'm not sure it's going to work. So we'll find out. I got to take the door panel off. To take the door panel off, the first step is to take off this trim piece, this trim piece, this trim piece, and this trim piece. There's going to be screws behind them all. I don't think there's one behind that. On the bottom, there's going to be some 8mm that you want to unbolt. And then there's one more right here, and that's just a regular screw, I'm pretty sure. So I've removed all of the trim and the fasteners. This piece up here just needs to come out because that's attached. It's going to need to pull the thing out. When you go to put it back together, see there's this little aqua blue fastener, and it slides into here. If it's still stuck on here, pull it out and slide it into here, and then that way when you go to put this trim piece on, you stick it in and then it pushes in. You don't have to worry about trying to slide it in. So there was a screw there. The screws that hold are here. There's trim pieces. Notice there's a little bevel right there that you can stick your screwdriver into to open it up. They're slightly different. There's a gap in it right there, and that is so that these clips will fasten onto there. The screws for the bottom of the door don't have that, so just note that there's the two differences in the screws, and the one for up here, the washer on it, you can see there's a gap there, and it allows the plastic cover to clip onto it. The door panel is now just simply hanging on there, and what I'm going to have to do is lift it up, and then there are the two cables that are coming here, metal cables, mechanical, and then there's connectors that need to be undone. Pretty easy. Just lift the thing straight up and then disassemble those two things. Look at how they are, and that's where you put them back in. So it hangs on the trim here, on the piece of metal there. Now there are these things for the door. This one just comes out, and then it's a two-handed job, but yeah, I got it. And then this is for the lock, same deal. And then here's that, and the door panel's off. I disconnected these wires just to get them out of the way. They're dangling down, because the next step is to drill out these rivets. And there's a vibration right there. So to drill out these rivets, and then I'll go at it from there. I'm going to roll up the window, but yeah, that's probably a noise. OEM on the bottom, A premium on the top, really big, doesn't matter because it's inside the door. And very similar, except for those studs. Speaker out, door check in. The studs seem to be okay. I closed it, and it's not hitting anywhere there. You can see where this is what's hits there, so there's plenty of room. I'm going to have to get out my rivet gun and put that in there, but it appears to be fine. If you look at it, look at the curvature of the one when you take it out, and the new one needs to be in that same curved direction. And it's definitely harder to move the door, but I'm fine with it. It's not that hard. And man, there have been times when I was either fighting a hill or wind, and I was cursing this thing. And so that seems about right. So I'm kind of at a standstill. I need to go to the hardware store tomorrow when they open up. The rivets that I have, the largest ones, are 5mm, and then they say call them short, and they're about 8mm long. These two holes are about 6mm. This one, those 5mm would work fine in. I believe that my car I bought used, and it had been an accident on this side. So I have a feeling that the reason that rivet wasn't in there very good, that this door has been worked on. It's not. This isn't factory. When I took these rivets out, I know I didn't expand the holes at all. So I have a feeling that when they worked on this car the last time, or when they repaired it, 20 years ago, they drilled these holes out. That's why that that rivet was screwed up, and that's why these holes are probably larger. So I'm gonna go try and get some 1/4-inch ones or /6mm. Home Depot didn't show any 1/4-inch rivets online, so I didn't even bother going to the hardware store. What I did was, and I don't want to wait to order anything online, I want to get my door back together. I super glued a washer on the other side of this, and then that held it in place to where I could put the rivet in. This one here, I was able to get my finger in there and just hold the washer in place. And that is nice and snug now. It's not going to be any vibrations. This plastic might look crappy, but you want to tape it back up. That's what keeps the water. Water, when it rains, is going to come down the trim here, and that's what keeps the water on the other side. So you want to use some duct tape to seal that back up. Then I'll put the door panel back on. If any of these clips remain in the door, in the hole, pull them out of the door and put them back into the panel before you install the panel. They slide in sideways, so it would be really difficult to slide the door panel in sideways. So you want to put them back into the door or into this little triangle winglet thing. It'd be difficult to get it on the other way. So you want to stick it in there, and then it'll push in. The other thing I want to mention while I'm here, okay, so while you have this door pulled apart, this is silicone lubricant. One of the reasons that it's difficult for your windows to go up and down is that the track over here gets dry, and there's a lot of resistance. So while you have the door panel off, you can spray down there. You can spray into here, but about 4 inches down is where the track starts, and you can spray it along there, and your windows will go up and down a lot easier. Door check installation is complete. Didn't take too much time. Works as advertised. I'd say it was worth $30. Something I wish I'd done years ago. You're gonna need some 6mm nuts and probably a couple washers, and you're gonna need a rivet gun. Oh, when you put this door back on, before you bolt everything down, make sure that you got this in the right position, because there's some variability to that where it slides in, whereas this just goes in one place. Like, share, and subscribe.